Yeah, you know what, I get these kinds of questions. Why'd they cancel your show?
They literally
Oh my God, I get it a lot. I get a lot of those questions.
They couldn't figure out a way to incorporate slaughter any further, so...
I've been on a lot of canceled shows. Some might say erroneously, I get them canceled. That's not true. Eventually, yes, but no. Nobody calls the actors and says, here's how it all went down, and here's why you got canceled. Sometimes you read it in the paper. Totally cool. You know what? It's not the people being nice to people industry, it's the entertainment industry. It is an industry. I don't take it personally. It's not meant personally. It's business. It happens, and you know, it's odd because it is a business. That's what it is. Getting entertainment to audiences costs money, makes money. It's just weird that on the other end of it, the audience, I mean, we're emotionally tied. They're hitting us in the guts, in the nuts, in the hearts. I shouldn't have said the middle one. So we are very much, as a cast, in the same position you guys are. We're tied to things emotionally as well, and for different reasons, and maybe even more reasons, and maybe even better reasons. Because these guys are awesome. They don't give you a ring and tell you here's why, and they don't shake it up for you. And so sometimes it's a little bit of heartbreak with no true, what's the word I'm looking for, resolve, that's the one, closure. God, I love you guys. Hi, Angel. Hi, Kaylee. Her name's Kaylee.
For me?
For Kaylee.
You know, as an actor, I think you can't really help at the end of the day but take a little piece of that character home with you. A little bit of residual something, a little dust or something from that character. And she was a very warm, open, full of love type of person. And to take that home with me every day, I miss that.
So, you know, enough of these cons, you start to see the same archetypes over and over again, and the same questions. What's one question for any of you that you wish we would ask?
That's not a question we want asked. Because it puts a burden on us to come up with something. That's not fair. We are reactors. I do want to jump off something that Jules said, though. What this show had, that the very special things, and I've had the great honor and blessing of being with some very special shows and very special groups of people, is that it came from a platform of love, not fear. And everyone dedicated their love of their characters and the show and the word and Joss and the production and the crew from love. And that's why it shines so brightly for so long, is because you can see on camera, you can see it there, the love. There's no fear in the performances. It's just, you know, there's some things I can't say because they're young ears, but it's from the heart.
There was a TV show that I really loved when I was a kid, and it was one of my favorite shows, and then it all of a sudden stopped, and there was never a last episode, at least when I was watching. What happened to FlashForward?
Oh, I don't know. FlashForward was really fun for me. You know, somebody said to me today, like, I'm so sad that you love Space Cases. And the reason why I love Space Cases was because I was under contract with Disney for FlashForward, so, which was also a really great show. But yeah, I don't know what happened. And it's funny when people recognize me from that show because they're really not sure where they know me from. So I get, you know, people around my age saying, did you used to babysit me? Or, you know, because they can't really place. It's funny.
Was that where you were the super gothy girl?
No, that was Higher Ground.
Oh, that one.
I've been at this a long time.
How old were you when Flash?
FlashForward, I was 14. Yeah. And I'm 19 now.
Was there a last episode?
No, I think the last episode was when they kissed. When Becca and Tucker kiss at the school play.
Spoiler alert, no, I don't have to watch
That was my first on-camera kiss.
I remember being on Firefly with Ron, and we were like, oh, we've been doing this a long time. And Jewel was like, I've been doing this since I was a kid, 6 or something.
Yeah, you guys were like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we'll get canceled, you guys. And I was like, we're probably getting canceled. I was like, this is my 7th show. It's probably, we got Friday nights at 8, guys, we're done.
I've seen it a million times.
So dated.
You're looking at Summer, you'll never make it, Katie. This child's gonna eat you up and spit you out. And she was right.
Thank you all for being here. I will always love Firefly and Castle. You already know that. But this is actually directed towards Adam.
Oh boy.
Thank you for 3 seasons of a wonderful show called The Last Ship. I want to say that the way service people are portrayed on that show is realistic. It puts them into a good light even under bad circumstances. And so I wanted to thank you for that.
Thank you. We're very proud of The Last Ship. We got picked up for season 4 and 5. We just had our season. We just had our season 3 finale on Sunday night, and again, we need bad guys.
Just said I'm unemployed.
Anyway, it's an honor to work, and it's humbling to work with the United States Navy. We get to climb aboard Navy guided missile destroyers and some carriers and some been aboard a couple amphibious ships, and to understand that there are young men and women who run these platforms on our side between the ages of 19 and 22 that keep these things afloat and running is very humbling indeed. You know, I've been doing it a long time, and they're there to help us, and they want us to do well, and we try to honor them with as best and most accurate a portrayal as we can. We have technical advisors that are on our ass all the time, doing it wrong, or you're doing it right, and so thank you, appreciate it.
Did you do theater?
I've done theater.
Do you want to do it again?
No.
That's fair. You guys, would you do theater, Summer?
I do.
You just Sean, you do it? Summer?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Joel?
Musical theater?
If that's your want. Yeah, I passed 2. That's a lot of work. Scary stuff, man. That's scary stuff. Getting up on a stage in front of people. I mean, I used to do that stuff. I feel like it's a younger man's game. It's pretty scary.
Well, you did some Shakespeare with Joss.
I did. I checked it off my list.
So was Sean.
It's like, check, Shakespeare, done.
How hard and how much pressure was it to get it word perfect on camera?
Kind of like Firefly.
Yeah.
Word perfect.
Yeah.
No paraphrasing Shakespeare or Firefly.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could play one of the future scenes that you didn't get to do on Firefly, which one would it be? If you could pick one, then
Go, someone go. What? Sean, go. You have anything you'd like to, you never got to do on
I mean, I
Firefly?
just wanted lots of babies. Simon and Kaylee did lots of babies. We're talking baths and breastfeeding. And
I would have settled for a date.
Jewel?
You know, I like the idea of this ship really quiet and no one around. Everybody gone. And me at the helm as the captain. I like our kids. I like our fantasy kids. But sometimes I need a fantasy break.
Out of gas, part 2.
Sorry.
Exactly.
I just need a date.
Oh, that's right. That's a good answer.
Available. Yeah. Newly single.
A future scene?
Yeah,
For Firefly?
yeah.
Hero. Date's mom.
No. Las Vegas.
James Tropolis.
So, yeah, I'm like Biff. I'm like... Yeah, James like Biff. He's got his own casino.
Like a Mutter's Casino?
Yeah, Butters Casino. Well, the Butters are the ones that clean out the stalls and stuff. But they're not the dealers. I haven't really thought about it too much. You? What about you?
Josh once described like an opening scene to me where we looking at a planet with a ring around it, and as we come in close, we see that the ring isn't actually rocks or meteors. They're pieces of ships and old derelict. It's the junk ring. It's the junk. Well, it's the junkyard. We mentioned it in Firefly one time, and it's an orbiting junk thing. And we see like little bits kind of moving between like little fleas, look like they're jumping slowly from bit to bit. And as we get closer, we see Serenity floating lifeless, and all these little bits are little people getting on it and cutting through it. And as they get in, they airlock it and they close it off and they come in. There's Malcolm Reynolds, bleeding and cut, strapped down with giant guns and not looking great. And he's got these 2 giant guns and he says, "Get off my ship." I like that.
Can you tell you what else what was going to happen?
So then, oh my God. That guy who comes aboard in Out of Gas and says, "We're going to take your ship."
Oh, no,
Remember
that
that?
guy.
Just the lilt in that voice. Oh, yeah, we did. We're going to take your ship.
That delivery.
Somebody's told me his nickname was Mean Steve. It was like an ironic nickname because he's like a nice guy, but that was Mean Steve. I'm going to take your ship. I love your outfit.
One thing that I made it successfully, don't go anywhere.
Wow.
All hands staged. Yes, it took 2 weeks. My question is, there are quite a few fan films for Firefly, including Independence War. Do you guys watch any of them or look forward to watching any specific cuts or shots of the
I've seen a few of those things that were pretty a couple that were pretty darn cool.
Shadows?
Yeah, Shadows on the Wind is coming out hopefully November.
I'll look for that. Is there a trailer I can watch?
There is a trailer, shadowsonthewind.com.
Shadowsonthewind.com. I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch
there's
this.
2 trailers.
All right. Don't blow this. Yeah, maybe tweet that to me.
Any on-set prank?
I'll tell you one that I don't. Nobody ever really talks about because people talk about me playing practical jokes. I didn't play a lot of practical jokes. I played 1 or 2. Shut up, Sean. We were, between scenes, we had these director's chairs, and I brought a chair with these kind of a fold-out loungers that has the footrest at the end and the pillow at the other end. You know the ones that kind of pointy at both ends and they're wide in the middle with the armor. That was my chair, because between scenes, I would just plop it in. I'd be out like a light. I could sleep on a rock in the rain, I tell you guys. And I would wake up and there'd be a Polaroid picture on my chest. And I go, no, it's a picture of me sleeping in the chair, wrapped in toilet paper. Napkins draped over. There's a plate with pizza pieces on it in my tummy. And they dressed me up, took a photo, undressed, left the photo. That was impressive.
I wonder who that was.
It was pizza, not grilled cheese.
I bet it was Skip Crank.
We were drawn to do Dollhouse to the weekly end, but that, how's that being back to that creative scene, doing Dollhouse?
I had a really good time with Fran. He made me giggle like we were 2nd graders, so I had a really good time with him. And I loved everybody. It was really fun. Really unusual role. I was like, can I just like play the cheerleader role maybe, Jaws? I loved it. It was great.
That guy.
Hi, Melissa Corey, I'm sorry, no, you first. Thank you. Okay, so I hope this is not too much of a downer question, but how did you guys find out that the show was ending with cancel? How did you kind of process that whole debacle?
We got hammered. That's what you do when you find out your dream job is over, right? That was a terrible day.
It was a terrible day.
Yeah.
And we were, man, there was a lot of slow, low head-hanging people walking out of there that day. And
Well,
I remember driving home.
We went to your house.
We went to your house.
Yeah.
Who was at work that day? I was not.
I was.
I had voicemails.
I was doing homework.
calling you.
I was
Yeah,
doing
you were
homework
calling
with
me.
my 7th grader in the trailer. Come to the States, they canceled us. My daughter's like, what does that mean? It's okay. You don't really need new shoes anyway. It's okay.
Go to craft service, grab everything you can. I remember thinking, stuff in
You're
the
like,
pockets.
what's that on the wall? I'm taking it.
I remember thinking, because we had 3 more days of shooting after we were canceled, and I remember thinking, this is going to be the worst. Every day is going to be a painful reminder of what we're losing. And it's going to be the saddest, most horrifying 3 days of the shoot. And it turned out to be amazing. Like, everyone was determined to squeeze any last remaining drops of joy they could get from this wonderful experience. I was really impressed with how people pulled together, and they were like, we're doing it.
One of the scenes we shot was when my hat arrives at the station in those last 3 days. So we took a lot of joy in that. But didn't Lawrence come and rescue us and take us out?
He did. He took us to a cigar bar as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Has Yeah.
Gina's,
Gina's husband treated us very nicely and tried to console us.
she called him, said, we're canceled. He was like, I'll be right there. Boom. Let's go, guys.
It's good stuff.
Okay, this will be the last one.
He's the last one. I pointed at that dude. You get the last question.
You guys seem to like still be hanging out together and stuff. Do you do birthdays or weddings?
Never tell Jewel happy birthday. It's not cool. She will be into that.
I'm 19 forever.
We hang out. We do birthdays. We do your
I thought you were wondering if we
Yeah.
could come and do your birthday party. I mean, we could, that would be a way to.
What are you guys doing now? Birthday parties. Dress up like clowns.
But can I get this gentleman's question? Because I pointed.
Let's think about that.
You're last, sir.
In 2009, San Diego Comic-Con, you had the Chuck panel when they were announced the
You can't prove he did.
You said that every time you grunt, you always think you had Joss Whedon. Have you ever thought about doing a Buy More, going back to Buy More?
Bimo was the store in Chuck. The thing about Chuck and Firefly is we had 5 seasons, so there was a lot of closure. Loved it. Wonderful show. You know Zach Levi, another great department head. Wonderful. Firefly still continues to hold this special place in my heart romantically because we didn't get to finish the arc. You know, we had these arcs that we wanted to finish and we didn't get to do it, whereas on Chuck we did. So this one needs closure somehow. Not. Did anyone see that animated trailer that was floating around online? Did you see that? Pretty cool. So the possibilities are endless. Love you guys. God bless.
Hold on a second. You can sit down real quick. We actually have a surprise now.